Hi guys, we are the group 11 and for today we are going to talk about the leadership models. So first let's meet our team. So I am Shumi Inocentia and my partner is Alexandra Heidi Imbrido. So before we discuss the main topic of our reporting today is let's first discuss what leadership is. So sinasabi nito na ang leadership ay isang seek influence process in order for the leader to seek the voluntary participation of the subordinates. So maghanap siya ng mga ka-team na willing siyang makatrabaho para ma-reach ang organizational goal na gusto nilang ma-reach. Sinasabi din dito ng mga subordinates o yung mga member o yung mga employee ay sinusunod ang sinasabi ng mga leader nila kapag ito ay binigay sa kanilang maayos para mas maintindihan nila kung anong mga dapat nilang gawin in order for them to reach the goal that they want to reach. So, the first model that we are going to talk about is the Fiedler model. So, ang Fiedler model, isang contingency model ito na dinevelop ni Fred Fiedler. So, dito sa Fiedler model, sinasabi dito na ang effective leadership daw ay nakadepende sa kung paano nakikisalamuha o nakiki-interact ang mga leader sa kanilang mga members or sa mga subordinates na meron sila. So kapag maganda ang pakikitungo niya sa mga subordinates niya, ay talagang magiging maganda ang kanilang gagawing proyekto or mga task na gusto nilang ma-reach. So sinasabi din sa Fiedler model na itong si Fiedler model ay nakadevelop ng isang instrument na tinatawag na LPC or the least preferred co-worker na nag-i-aim para i-identify kung ang person ba na magiging leader ay task-oriented or relationship-oriented. So, sinasabi din dito na si Fiedler ay naniniwala na ang important factor daw ng leadership success ay individual's basic leadership style. So, he tried to find out what that basic style is. So, basically, sinasabi niya lang na lahat ng tao sa mundo ay mayroong basic style sa pag-lead. So, yung sabi din ni Fiedler na itong LPC questionnaire contains 16 contrasting adjectives such as pleasant, unpleasant, efficient, inefficient, open, guarded, supportive, hostile to identify the individual's leadership style. So, itong adjectives na to ang magsasabi kung anong klaseng leader ang taong nag-take ng LPC questionnaire na ginawa ni Fiedler. So, under the Fiedler model pa din sinasabi dito na after an individual basic leadership style has been assessed through the LPC, the next stage is to match the leader with the situation. So after ma-identify kung anong klaseng leader ang taong ito, doon naman siya ngayon i-match sa sitwasyon. So kung anong klaseng skills meron ang isang leader, ay doon siya ilalagay sa isang situation na match din doon sa skills na pwede niyang gawin or doon sa skills na meron siya. Kasi para mas madali niyang magawa ng solusyon yon. So, sabi dito na Fiedler has identified 3 contingency dimensions that the next step to define the key situational factors that determine leadership effectiveness. So, doon din masusukat kung epektibo ba talaga ang leadership style ng taong ito o hindi. And then, under din ng Fiedler model is si Fiedler has identified 3 contingency dimensions that the next step to define the key situational factors that determine leadership effectiveness. So, ayun nga, dun parang anong sinasabi pa nito is para malaman kung effective nga ba ang leadership ng isang tao o hindi. These are leader-member relations, task structure, and position power. So, ito yung tatlong yun. So, the first one is the leader-member relations. So, the degree of confidence, trust, and respect subordinates have to their leader. So, ang mangyayari lang dyan is yung relasyon ng leader tsaka ng subordinates or mga member niya. Kapag maganda ang relasyon, mas magkakaroon ng comfortable na pagsasama tsaka paggawa ng mga work na meron sila. Tsaka mas magiging magandang kalalabasan ng gusto nilang project. So, the second one is the task structure. So, dito naman malalaman kung ang job ba na ibibigay or yung mga assignment na ibibigay ng leader ba sa mga member ay structured or unstructured. So, ayun, parang ang magkakaroon dito ng assessment kung anong skills ang meron ang subordinates or mga members nila para malaman na rin kung anong klaseng job assignment ang ibibigay sa kanila. So, the third one is the position power. So, sinasabi dito na the degree of influence a leader has over power variables such as hiring, discipline, promotions, and salary increase. So, dito naman sa position power, parang nagkakaroon dito ng influensya ang leader doon sa mga over doon sa mga subordinates na meron siya. Kasi dito nagkakaroon ng hiring na pagdidisiplina, yung mga promotion, siya yung pagtaas ng sweldo, kung meron man silang sweldo doon sa organization na pinagtatrabahuhan nila. So, the next is the contingency model then. So, ang contingency model, sinasabi dito na dito nagkakaroon ng possible combinations of good and poor leader-member relations or high and low task structure and high and low position power that was sealed 8 leadership situations. Feeder applied the word often to each type of situation. So, sinasabi dito ng contingency model daw ay yung mga posible na combinations na sa leader tsaka doon sa member na meron. And then, dito sa contingency model, sinasabi din according sa theory ni Fiedler nga na ang task-oriented leaders are most effective dun sa mga sitwasyon na favor sa kanila or kahit hindi unfavor kasi nga parang kaya nilang gawa ng solusyon yun kahit hindi naman ganon kaswak doon sa kanila. Hindi ganon ka-favor dun yung sitwasyon sa kanila. And yung mga relationship oriented members naman ay sila naman yung mga moderately lang na good dun sa favorable situation. So parang oo, nakagawa sila ng mga parang mga kasagutan o sitwasyon doon sa mga problema na meron sila, pero hindi ganun katibay. So, the next is sinasabi din dito na doon nga sa contingency model ay parang doon mo rin makikita kung anong klaseng leader ang isang tao, kung task nga ba or hindi. So, the next leadership model is the Vroom and Yatton model that will discuss by my partner Alexandra, Heidi, and Brito. Thank you.
Next is Vroom and Yatton. In Vroom and Yatton, this leadership explains that the leader should involve their subordinates in making decisions, just like in a meeting, the opinion of your subordinates or your employee or your members should be recognized. Just like, for example, some of your subordinates has an opinion. Well, they could recognize. Leader-member exchange. Well, leader-member exchange is the developed relationship within the factor, such as in performance, personality, and also in the capability. It can vary in terms of communication, communication style, and level of trust. Understanding the dynamics that I've mentioned allows leader to tailor their approach to effectively motivate and manage each individuals within the organization or within their team. Next is transformational leadership. In transformational leadership, it is inspire your subordinates or your followers to contribute to the achievement of the organizational goals, which is you can work more effectively or you can do such things that can contribute to your organization. First of that is really realizing that the performance in the organization is very important, that your work, your to-do is very important within the organization. Next is the leader knows how he can manage his subordinates and make them realize that personal growth is very important, and also accomplishment is very important within the organization, because your accomplishment is the accomplishment of the organization or the team. Next is leaders also motivate their subordinates to work effectively in organization instead of making them feel unworthy as an employee, because some of leader write that they belittled, the employee belittled by the leaders instead of making them feel worthy, making them feel strong, making them feel good at work. Diba? May mga ganong mga leaders. But leaders should motivate the employee or the subordinates or the followers to work more, so that as I said, the achievement of your employee is the achievement of the organization. Now, next is that transactional leadership. In transactional leadership, for example, in transactional leadership, for example, you're the best, you get an award as a best employee. There should be an reward for your accomplishment within the work, because having reward make other employer, not just you, make the other employee more motivated in their work, and compassion, um, make them passionable in their work. Parang nagiging mas motivated sila kasi ay as my passion yung pag-work, mas gagalingan ko pa kasi may reward din naman makukuha, 'di ba? Kasi as I said again, that your accomplishment is the accomplishment of the organization or the team. Also, see the leader source of the reward. This is how leadership style affect the motivation, performance, and satisfaction of the subordinates. Yun, mas affect yung motivation ng isang member or ng isang follower or subordinates kapag mas may nakukuha silang reward, if they can get a reward. Next is this is how or what kind of leadership is more effective to their subordinates. Mas nagiging effective kasi talaga yung pagiging pagtatrabaho kapag may nakakuha silang reward. Mas nagiging motivated sila to get an reward and an award. Ayun, mas nakukuha ng mga leader yung pagiging motivated ng isang employee or ng isang subordinates kapag may nakukuha silang reward, and more and also they can make them more motivated and more passionate in their field. Lastly, I'm going to leave you a quote which is about leadership. Leadership is not being in control, but creating an environment where everyone can contribute their best. That's all. Thank you.